Guys, the way we use agents completely changed forever. Vercel just announced their own skills for agents. It's basically an open ecosystem of capabilities for our AI agents. If you're into vibe coding, you need to see the video till the end, because what I'm going to share will 10x your vibe coding setup. Without more talk, let's go into the video. So basically this week, Vercel announced their skills agent. And what I mean with skills agent is what you are seeing on the screen. They basically launch an open source library where we can search multiple types of skills and add them to our agent. It's like playing a video game and making custom characters ready for the fight. So as I explained, you can think of skills as a way to customize agent on our work. For example, I want my agent to have the best knowledge on web development, and I also want my agent to have the best knowledge when it comes to, creating motion graphic videos. Would be super cool for my agent to make the best practice when it makes 2 commits, and would be amazing for my agent to make the best PRs out there with debugging included. You understand the deal, you can custom your agent however you want. Skills are nothing new, they existed for a long time. You could search on GitHub for open repos and give them as context to your agent. The thing is that Vercel made it super simple for us to integrate skills and also optimize as much as possible for agents to not consume that much tokens. To integrate a skill into your agent, you just need to copy this command that you see on screen, npx skill add, and also the name of your repo. So for example, one of the most populars are Vercel React best practices, web design guidelines, and my favorite one so far is Remotion best practices. We are going to make a live demo vibe coding with our skills, so stay till the end of the video. As an example here, you can see how is the breakdown of one of my favorite skills about Remotion. Basically, if you think it's a folder with plenty of rules, plenty of commands, script, resources, templates, literally a lot of different folders and fields that will give your AI agent the necessary context to make all the tasks in a good way. But you're probably thinking, okay, this is going to consume a lot of resources from my agent. It's going to consume a lot of tokens. The context will be polluted with all this information. Here is where the magic comes. Skills works in a way where it doesn't throw all this context randomly to your agent. Let's see a breakdown on how they work. As you can see on this diagram, this is the breakdown of how skills work. For level 1, that is the level that we are always going to interact, we have the general skill, that is basically a name and also a description. Here we are on the official GitHub from Vercel, and we are on the React best practices skills. When I mentioned that skills on the first level they have name and description, I literally mentioned this. The name is Vercel React best practices, and this is the description. The way it works is that agents will have the context of the name and the description all the time, but only that information. Now, when an important task comes on, and the agent thinks that actually it would be appropriate to use the information that the skills have, then it will break down into level 2 and level 3 to get all the information on how to do the task based on their criteria. For level 2, we have instructions, that is basically how we are going to make things. And for level 3, we have resources that are script, references, assets, basically all complementary information that we can send to the context of our agent. Here we are on the same repo again, and you can see this example. Inside React best practices, we have a folder with plenty of rules, like a lot of rules there. Then we have agents MD, then we have skills MD, and also metadata. If you kind of understand skills, you are probably thinking, okay, but which is exactly the difference with an MCP or even with the rules files that I already have? I made these differentiations for you to try to understand it. So the simple differentiations is that rules will always be on the context. They are always getting a call on the context, so you know how to behave on this repo. Now, skills are on-demand playbook. Skills tells the agent how to do specific task well. And finally, MCP is the tools that the agent will need, such as API calls, access to systems. The agent will use that tools based on how the skills say that agent to use them. Hope you're kind of understanding the difference between all of them. But if you didn't catch it, here's another diagram of how it works. Basically, let's go ahead with this. So a user makes a prompt. prompt to the AI agent that they are using. Now, the agent will call the MCP tools because they need certain actions that they need to make. So for example, maybe an API call to a server. The thing is that there's going to be context all over the way for the agent. There's going to be rules that we set them for the agent at the beginning of the repo in their certain folders, and there's going to be the skills metadata. Remember that I told you that skills have 3 different levels, where on level 1, we have the name and the descriptions, and that will be always on the context, such as the rules. So, if the agent needs to use certain tool, for example, and the description of our prompt, something on our prompt triggers the description of the metadata from the skills, then the agent may want to call the skills and they want to go all over the folders of the skills to know how to make certain action. It loads the skills instructions and resources to perform the action. Now that you understand how skills work, it's time to go directly into the demo to see how they perform. Okay, so now we can start diving in. I just opened Cursor and created a simple prompt. Create a landing page for my airplane website. About the company, I put some details. I also highlight the type of colors that I want to be used. And also I put some specifications like put a globe and an interactive plane. I just hit enter and now the task is starting. It's generating some code about our website. Okay, here we have the final result. We have the website, discover the Bastille, explore destination, how it works. Then we have an interactive map with kind of this thing that it's supposed to be a plane. And here we can explore like different countries. Here it's a decent, I would say decent section with some options in card mode. Again, it's reusing components and doing the same, but for different countries where there are no images, and some information about what we offer. Here are our trusted partners. I think overall it's okay. I mean, it's a great landing, but since we have skills available, let's make use of them. So the first thing that we are going to do before shooting the same prompt as we did before, it's installing our skills. So we are going to tell our AI with the following command that you can get on the skills website to install all the skills from Vercel, that there are mainly 2. The web design and the best practices. Here we have our skills installed, so we are ready to go. Now let's open a new agent, put the same prompt as we did before, and click enter to see the results. Once the agent finished, this is the final result. I mean, it's a bit different from the other one, but here we can see that the globe is a bit more interactive. As we ask, I can drag and pull the airplane however I want. Here we have the same details and the same structure about the landing page. Here are some numbers, super similar as before. This page, the middle section here, we have more interactive components that change their color, they pop up. Then we have the section about the partnerships, where at least we have logos and names. Then here we actually have the images of the places we are going, something that was missing on the other version of the app. And here is the call to action. As you can see, it's also even shorter, so I think that's better because it's more concise and direct into the point. To give a quick example about how skills look, we can go to the cursor file. Then here we can see the 2 skills that we installed, that are the best practices and the web design guidelines. If we go to web designs, we can see that we have the skills MD that we mentioned before. But if we click on the Vercel React best practices, we not only have the skills MD that we already know with the name and with the description, you can see them here, but also we have agents MD with more information, with more resources, and we have a huge set of different rules that the agent can access and will have context when really needed. So yeah, that's all for now. Hope you enjoyed this video and you can start implementing these little tips into your vibe coding workflow. If you are new into the vibe coding world, I have another video talking about the perfect setup to start your vibe coding journey. You can find it on my channel and on my socials. Follow me to learn everything about the vibe coding world, and see you in the next one, guys.